Welcome, everybody, to Next Week Podcast. I'm your host, Aidan.
I'm Mary. Episode 29?
We'd like to welcome you to episode 29.
And we're feeling fine.
I thought we were feeling hilarious, but I guess we could also feel fine.
29 and feeling fine.
Those rhyme nicely. Those do rhyme nicely.
29, ready to dine.
No, we can't eat till afterwards. We have to be on here for a whole hour. You can't get hungry right now.
Cast in a line.
Anyway, we'll be on here for an hour, but as always, you can join our Discord where we're on 24/7, always staring at the chats, just waiting for messages to come in.
Yeah.
We could be like your secretaries.
Mm-hmm. My profile picture on there is Kit Kittredge, the American Girl doll. So if you see that, that's me.
If you know what that means. We'll also be, the next week news videos come out on YouTube. The long form ones now come out on YouTube Wednesdays at 3 Central.
So you can watch all of them all at once for the week. You don't have to go through and watch them one by one. You can just get the whole wrap-up, whole summary of the week.
You can know everything going on next week.
Yeah, and there's a fun little kind of transition. Doo-doo-doo! Little news transition.
It's so fun to watch. It's so much fun to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a fun transition. I think it's worth it.
But the daily videos do still come out. Daily. Every evening.
Fortunately.
Every evening, roughly. I've been saying 6 p.m. It is kind of just every evening. I try to do 6 o'clock. Doesn't always work. And we'll also be on the Patreon podcast for an extra half hour. All of that is linked at nextweeknews.com. And we do have a theme for the Patreon this week.
What is it?
We're going to be comparing our internet experiences from 5 to 10 years ago.
And boy, were they different.
What were we like online back then? We also have a disturbance of the week, which has been, I think, for the most part, neutralized. The annual cicadas that are in the Chicago area. Mm-hmm. Those guys are loud.
Yeah.
I had to take my air conditioner out just for this, so that you wouldn't be hearing chirping.
Yeah.
I think it kind of worked.
Yeah, they're a little quieter now. Yeah. We had a possible disturbance that we thwarted right before this. Had to take a hair blow dryer to my shirt because I spilled water, and I was just gonna let it dry, but he insisted we blow dry it.
We solved it in like 30 seconds once
Yeah,
I convinced Mary to get up and
it really
fix
worked.
It.
Yeah.
We also have a tweet from Mary for this week, which we prepared. Or a tweet that Mary found that could have been a next week news bit.
Yeah.
Which is from at Axel7772_. And it was like a video of the solar system, but it included the sun's motion. So all the planets are spinning around it, but the sun's going.
It looked like it was going somewhere. Like it was going straight, and the person said, "Where exactly is the sun taking us?" Because it looked like it was going.
And you said that you don't trust it.
Yeah, no, I don't. The sun.
The sun.
Yeah, I don't trust the sun. I don't know how that would be news, but I think it could be.
Where are we going?
I don't know. Oh yeah, maybe that would be the news. Is that like you figure out the destination we're going to, like Arby's drive-through, where the sun is taking us.
Oh cool. No.
Yeah. I would like to point out 2 things. One, I've got this new, if you're on the video, you can see this new ribbon, the new bow on my microphone. I had to replace the other one. The other one was used for a craft that had to be taken away. So now I got this new one.
Craft is kind of a loose term.
Yeah. I used it to make a shirt for a Barbie. So I tied it around. So now we've got this one made of like those little, what are those called?
Pipe cleaner type things?
Yeah, pipe cleaners. And then secondly, also craft related, this headband I crocheted. My crocheting project had inspired one of the next week news things about not trying new hobbies because it was so frustrating. I started this one when I was in a easily frustrated mood, and I do not recommend. New hobbies are hard in general.
I'm glad you got there with the crocheting.
Yeah.
It went from like an hour's work, and it was just like a little... Like I did like a square of what's eventually going to be a purse.
Most of that actually already come with the kit, and I like showed you, and you're like, no, it was so bad.
It was like 1 square inch.
And I was just getting so mad the whole time. But then I did get there. I had to start out a little more simple.
Video viewers can see the headband.
Yeah.
Whoa, I voice cracked. I haven't done that in a while.
But yeah, you can see it.
And that's the second one you've done, right? Good stuff.
First headband. Well, the other one was like more muffs. Well, it would go around like my ears.
Technicalities.
And a scarf. Yeah. It's completely different, but it also goes around my head in a similar way.
What's next on the crocheting list? Anything?
I think I was either going to make another one of these, but I also want to learn how to use 2 different colors. That's what someone said, that you should go in order of like, you should learn this, then this, then this, then this. And one of them was use 2 colors. So I might make a striped headband, yellow, and this is pink. It looks white, but it's a very light pink. Either that or a bag. We'll see.
Was the initial patch you did, that was supposed to be like a bag of some sort, right?
Yeah.
Is that still existing on its own?
Uh-huh. I'll go back to that eventually.
I really want to see that become a finished product.
I know, me too. For that, I have to like learn new stuff. And right now I don't have the capacity to learn a new thing, like learn a new stitch or so. I guess maybe I don't think using 2 different colors would be that hard, but I was like, the only reason I did this was because I didn't have to learn anything new for it. I could just keep doing what I was doing. It's perfect. Can't learn too much at once. It's too hard.
I don't think I have any new hobbies to report. I did tell everyone to give up on those, so it would be a little hypocritical of me to then turn around and try new things.
Yeah, I got this one just in the nick of time. Now I can't start any new ones.
Mm-hmm. You were allowed to do it for the next week.
Yeah.
That was part of the rules.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, from here on out, not trying anything new ever again.
Yeah, don't recommend.
All right, well, shall we jump into the submissions?
Sure.
We have quite a few this week, so I do apologize in advance if we don't get to all of them. We won't be able to get to all of them. We'll be here for like 3 hours if we do.
Yeah.
But we'll keep going for the hour. We'll give each one its proper time.
Yeah. And maybe if it didn't make this week, maybe it'll get next week. Who knows?
Yeah, we don't delete them. They stick around. So, we'll jump to the first one, which I realize I have to do in order to read it. All right. All gas stations will be replaced with little fuel items on the road that you must collect while driving your car. And that's from Damien the Ginger on Instagram. That's a fun one. I don't like stopping for gas.
Yeah. I do still have to pay for it. Maybe it's like a tap and go, or like kind of an iPass situation.
Yeah, I was gonna say those little iPass is the Illinois version. There are other ones throughout the country. Easy Pass, that's one of them.
Yeah, Easy Pass.
Whatever. I don't know what's on the West Coast. Whatever those things are.
The toll, the thing that you use to pay tolls, basically. Well, that's what it is, not basically. That's what it is. Yeah, I could. That's how you like pay for it when you go past them, maybe, or maybe they're just free.
I don't think they're free.
Okay, yeah, you probably pay for them, but
nothing's free in this world.
What do you think like they show up as? Like I'm imagining, you know, in a video game you got like the little floating symbols, like floating there like a little gas tank.
I think it's like exactly that. It's got a fun little idle animation.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it like rotates slowly, a little 3D thing.
Yeah.
Mary's bobbing her head in that type of way. I think that's like the perfect speed for it too.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll have like special lanes for them? Because otherwise I can see people who are like full swerving out of the way so they don't have to pay like $15 for the little thing.
No, I feel like it's probably just going to be like, at random intervals, just wherever. That's how I was imagining it.
I wonder if they'll have known spawn points. Like spots where on your routine drive you'll know that they'll be. Yeah,
like in Mario Kart, like where you always know where their boxes are going to be.
Mm-hmm. I was picturing it like the boxes.
Yeah. I was picturing it like the other box or bananas where like you don't know where it's going to be. But yeah, maybe then when someone uses it, it'll like take a little bit and then it'll come back. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, I guess.
I wonder how this will affect the gas prices.
What if you need like diesel or premium or something? Or you accidentally get the wrong one?
I think all fuel will just become gas. It'll just be a little gauge.
Okay.
It's just like kind of like an imaginary thing.
That sounds right.
That's what it is to me. I never really see it.
Mm-hmm.
I just put the little nozzle in the car, hear a noise. I wonder if it'll have like a fun little like response when you hit it.
Oh, you
like when like your controller like does a little like shake or like something like that, a little tap.
Yeah. You won't get to smell the gasoline anymore. Well, maybe you can, but you know when you go to a gas station.
What if you hit the little thing and you just got like a little quick little whiff, of gas?
So you know you did it in case you like weren't looking for something. You were like had your eyes closed or you were looking to the side. Maybe you were playing My Cow and you were looking at the cows on the side of the road and you didn't notice that you got gas until you smelled
Accidentally getting gas while texting.
it. Yeah.
Rifling through a bag in the passenger seat to get some pastries. Get some gas. The pastries then smell like gasoline.
Yeah. Another concern I have with this, are they getting rid of the gas stations? Because one, where are you going to stop on your road trip for little snacks? And two, what if you really need gas and all the other cars around you are like you're tailing one maybe, and they keep taking the ones in front of you, so you can't get gas, or like everyone's swerving and taking them, so you can't get gas and you run out of gas.
I didn't consider that there might be like a recharge time on the little thingies,
That's what I was thinking.
the items.
You have to collect them, so it's like
Like you have to watch them reload and then they become available again.
I think they should add coins and bananas and stuff too while they're at it.
Little coins that can make you go faster.
Mm-hmm.
What might as well put the mushrooms in there.
Yeah.
And the stars.
And the big old chain, or the ball and chain thingies. Yeah, just add it all.
Some thwomps.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just Mario Kart the entire world.
Yeah. Perfect. I don't see a problem with that.
I do think that, convenience stores can exist without gas stations.
I guess. But that's like the excuse you use to stop there, I guess, unless you have to go to the bathroom.
Maybe now the excuse just becomes wanting a little treat.
Yeah, I guess.
That's an excuse in itself.
That's kind of a dangerous thing to have as an auto excuse. I'll just use it every time.
I mean, that gets used pretty often.
Every like 10 minutes.
That gets used pretty frequently as its own little thing.
Yeah. Unless we get that next week news update where the little treat does hit anymore for 4 to 5. No, it does hit for 4 to 5 days.
Oh. Well, then you don't need one. Then it becomes a moot point. I see no problem with just the standalone stations.
Okay, let's move on.
All right.
Next one. As of next week, there will be a 50% higher chance of finding a whole fish skeleton in a garbage can. Additionally, readers are also warned that this includes an increase in the likelihood of a cat screeching when you throw something off screen. That is from Anonymous.
I like this one. I do particularly like the increase in cat screeching.
Yeah.
Just throw something over your shoulder.
Rawr!
Whoa.
That was good, wasn't it?
That was good for just going for it.
I didn't practice at all. I hear a lot of that.
Wow.
When the two cats I live with fight.
Like
there's a lot of that.
That's a constant in your apartment.
Yeah. Pretty much always my cat.
Like if I were to like toss my like laundry, I always just throw my laundry across the room. I'm buckets with it, so it just automatically lands in the bin every single time. But if I started hearing cat screeches when my clothes land in there, that might start get a little bit concerning.
Yeah, it sounds like you will be hearing that. Yeah. What else do I throw? Oh, when I throw like my shoes or something, you get home, it's like Rawr! That one wasn't as good. I didn't go full in on that one.
Are the cat screeches? I guess it is only when you throw stuff off screen. So like, there's no real way to be able to tell whether there is a true cat or not. It's just a sound effect.
Yeah, I was looking around for something to throw. There weren't a lot of good options. I was gonna do my phone.
You got your phone and you got a full glass of water.
I'll take this one.
Your microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing else really in reach for you.
Throw my watch.
Mary's already done enough spilling of her water today.
I'm just waiting to spill it again. But okay.
Are fish skeletons in the garbage? I feel like that's like a thing that's connected to cats again, right?
It seems like it, yeah.
I forget the context of that cartoon thing existing, but typically I feel like that has to do with cats in some way.
Yeah, because I feel like usually, cat would be rifling through and it would find the fish skeleton.
Or like it eats the fish and then pulls out the whole just skeleton.
Wish I could do that.
That'd be nice. That would be a fun thing to do at like a wing restaurant. Put a wing in and pull out a fish skeleton.
Why not just... Okay, I thought you meant like the bones that you put in.
Yeah, that's what you thought. That was a little misdirection there. Do you like that? Was that good?
Yeah, it was funny.
Thank you.
You kept me on my toes.
That was a really formulaic approach. There'll be a lot more of that. There's a lot more where that comes from.
I think it's funny because our garbage can is always just constantly so full to the brim. You'd have to be like shoving the
It
fish
doesn't
skeleton.
have to be that
But
way.
it is just all the time. You change it, and then later that day, it's full to the brim. Then there's just like a fish skeleton. You'd have to like shove it in. It would be like poking out the side.
The fish skeleton's not usually that big, and they're pretty flat.
Yeah, but it would be like so it would be set just like right on top of all the garbage, like right, and you'd have to be like shoving stuff around it.
Just have layers of like paper towels to like shove down the fish skeleton without touching
Yeah, like crack.
it. Ugh. I don't know if I like the fish skeleton part.
You changed.
The
You
cat's-
said earlier.
Well, no, that was the cat screeching. I like
guess
that
you
part.
liked the cat screeching.
Is that bad of me?
I mean,
Is that a bad thing to enjoy the idea of?
yeah, because you're hitting a cat with something. I mean, it's probably okay.
Not hard.
Yeah. It just says the screeching, so no, I think it's okay.
Yeah, it's just screeching. That's all.
If you look and there's not actually a cat there that you hit, I think you're fine.
Yeah, it's just a comedic reference to there being a cat there. That doesn't necessarily mean that there is one.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I think you're fine.
Justified.
Next. Thank you. Next.
Next week, an unexpected boyfriend update. Sorry. Next week has an unexpected boyfriend update. Bowling for Soup. That's right. Everyone's favorite pop punk rock band from the mid-90s to the mid-2010s is making a comeback. Toes will be tapping and people will be humming their favorite tunes. Next week has more tiers than normal. In the uncommon tier, we have 1985, Life After Lisa, and High School Never Ends. In the common tier, we have Girl All the Bad Guys Want, Almost, and Ohio, parentheses, Come Back to Texas. In the rare tier, we have basically every other song, especially those after A Hangover You Don't Deserve, as in the album. Because who listens to those albums anyways? And finally, in the legendary tier, we have My Hometown, as well as the ballad of a man who loves his feisty dachshund, My Weena. Make sure to let everyone know how much you love My Weena if you want to easily find recipients of the legendary tier.
Who submitted that masterpiece?
That's from @BMMurphy23.
Wow. I will say, I don't know a lot of those songs.
We got a big time Bowling for Soup fan.
Yeah. I knew some of them. They're good. Good band.
Sounds like Mr. BM Murphy or Mrs. BM Murphy. Just assumed that, I don't know. Is a big Bowling for Soup fan.
I would think so, yeah. And
Or
soon,
automatically legendary tier.
Yeah, it sounds like soon it's saying boyfriends are gonna start liking that a lot again. We're gonna start liking Bowling for Soup.
I do like Bowling for Soup, except it looks like I'm just the uncommon tier.
Yeah, wait, why is 1985 in the uncommon tier? Isn't that a really common song?
Maybe those are switched. I don't think I know any other songs.
I think I only know 2 in the uncommon tier.
Wait a minute. There's 3. So 2 out of the 3.
Yeah. Maybe if I heard some of them, but
I don't even know if I know High School Never Ends. Now that you sung
High
it.
School never ends. I don't know. I
But
just
I
kind
don't
of
know if
made
I know
that up.
that
I
one.
think.
Oh.
Well, no, I think that's how it goes. But that's all I remembered. But this is exciting.
I guess I'm gonna have to get into them.
It is my favorite pop punk rock band from the mid '90s to mid 2010s.
You know, as like popular as they are, I only know one song by them. It seems that's unusual for me. I think.
Well, you should get into them next week.
Where does the Phineas and Ferb theme song fall in?
That's Bowling for Soup.
That's Bowling for Soup.
I think I probably knew that at some point and forgot.
There's
Wow.
104 days of summer vacation,
That sounds like them.
and school comes along just to end it.
That's got to be in.
That's like mythic tier, probably.
Yeah.
So that automatically means that I'm mythic next week, even though I don't know any of the other ones.
There's 104. No, I gotta listen to that. Ow. Ow. Oh, my finger.
What did you do?
Nothing. Just started. Oh, okay, we're fine. It's back. It's back. for a second.
Did you dislocate it for a second there?
No. Ow. I should stop doing that.
You're just messing with it.
Okay. Next.
Sure.
Jesus is back. He just stepped out to get some food and doesn't know what all the fuss is about. That one's from Sam.
I'm picturing it's the return of Jesus, except it's just like the paparazzi taking pictures of Ben Affleck stepping outside to grab his delivery Dunkin'. And that's what it is. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Didn't mean for it, just grabbing his Dunkin'.
Yeah. Or like getting out of the car and so maybe he got tired of just having like bread and wine all the time.
Yeah. Didn't Ben Affleck just get divorced again?
I saw that J-Lo did, so
Wait a minute.
if they were married...
Were they married?
Got married again? Wait.
Or did they just split? I don't know.
No, I think I saw the word divorce. I saw something... Here's the order I saw these things in is... I saw that someone was like, "What? This is them getting back together in like years and years," and it was... Oh, it was a picture of... Oh, that's really bothering me. Some other couple. It was like a fake couple, whatever. So I saw that. So I was like, oh, are they not together? And then I saw that she was getting divorced. If they were married, I don't know. This is turning into fake news.
Yeah, that got we got sidetracked from the big thing here.
I need to know who that couple was. Oh, it was from
Got
Parks. It was from Parks and Rec. It was Ron and I forgot what his wife's name is, or like his Tammy. It was Ron and Tammy because they like always get together and break up, and it was a picture of them. So it was like basically because they get together and break up and get together, and yeah, that's what it was. I'm glad I remembered that.
I'd like to know what like the overall stats are on people who get divorced from the same person twice.
Yeah, I feel like they weren't married initially, but
Were they not?
I don't know. Who's to say?
I don't know these things.
But guess who's back, back, back? Jesus is back, back.
Unintentionally.
What kind of food do you think he stepped out to get?
Oh, that's a loaded question.
I bet he went to get the McDonald's and to get the collector's cup.
A double cheeseburger?
Mm-hmm. Or, I mean, he seemed to be gone for a while. Maybe he was waiting for, like, I don't know. What's, like, a food chain that's closed?
Defunct food chains.
And so it took him a while.
Let's see.
I don't know. Sorry to put you on the spot. I can't think of it.
I come from a place where there aren't many chains, just the main ones. Do you know of any around here that like no longer exist?
I would have said A&W, but apparently one exists that we always pass code into Wisconsin.
Oh, those are like relatively common in the rural areas.
I thought they were extinct.
Nope.
If you know any extinct food chains, let us know. Actually, no. If anyone knows Round the Clock, I think one does still exist.
Round the Clock.
Yeah. I think it's like a local chain. Or Baker Square. I don't know. But I think there is still a Round the Clock that exists.
Oh, are there still Boston markets?
I don't know.
Was there some sort of issue with them? I don't know.
I remember it tinkles a bell.
It tinkles a bell.
Uh-huh. But I don't know. I'm going to tell you.
I feel like there are none that really come to mind that are like worth like the second coming of Jesus to bring back. Like if something
he went because he stepped out to get that, but then like couldn't find it anywhere. That's why it took him so long. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, the McRib, something that comes back occasionally.
Maybe.
The Shamrock.
I was thinking
Shake.
Shamrock. I was gonna say Shamrock Shake, but I was like, well, it only have been like a year.
Yeah.
Whatever. Next.
I'm trying to think of. Now I'm like Do food businesses just not go out? There's so many things that go bankrupt, but like
Yeah, not a lot of the big
it's
ones.
tough to think of food things that just disappear.
Unless it's
I
like
mean,
a local
locations
one. Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
I thought Friendly's was gone for a while. Just my hometown one. All right, we'll go to the next one then. Reports from next week indicate that there will be a new purple color added to the traffic light. This is reported by investigators as a compulsory command for all cars in each lane to do a little spin until the light changes.
I like that.
There's a little groovy light. Do you think this is like after it like briefly turns red and then goes to purple? Cars do a little jig and then they get ready to go.
I was thinking, yeah, or they just have the red and like the purple also at the same time. Sometimes it can maybe just be red, and sometimes it's maybe red and purple, or maybe it switches to purple. I could see that too.
I like to picture of it. Like this isn't necessarily associated with purple, but I like to picture it as just like a disco ball. Like above the red light, there's just a disco ball that like after the red hits, it flashes to the disco. All the cars do a little spin. Because that's spinning too.
Yeah. So it's like, everyone spin.
And we were talking about those little idle animations earlier. I'm picturing the cars kind of doing the same thing as they're waiting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But imagine, like, what about like a truck, like a semi-truck? They need a lot of room to spin.
Don't get stuck at a red light next to a semi-truck.
Or maybe, because I'm imagining the cars like this, and then it's like spinning like that. Is that how you're? But maybe the trucks go like topsy turvy.
Maybe they have a special little rotation that they do.
Yeah.
They do a little jump and twist.
Like
they all figure out a way.
In my mind,
If the car,
you would know what that looked like.
If you could read Mary's mind, you know exactly what she's thinking.
Yeah, it's like jumping. Yeah, the canoe twist. Like, you get it. You get it.
Every single shipment arrives just like strewn about.
No, it doesn't affect anything inside. None of the spins do.
The physics don't really apply while it's in transit.
You're not gonna get car sick doing the little spin. And it goes slow enough that it doesn't like hurt, and yeah, nothing moves. Just idle.
What could you be doing while driving that this would throw you off?
Painting your nails.
Painting your nails. Reading a book.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're reading a book while driving and doing this, that'll make you dizzy.
Trying to like eat cereal or soup.
Mm-hmm. Holding a lidless thing of soup in the back seat.
Uh-huh. Or trying to play one of those balancy games. You're trying to balance something.
Probably not great to be a passenger who has a job. Like a passenger who has something to do while they're in the car.
Yeah, you should be unemployed as a passenger.
For that, at least that brief amount of time that you're in the car.
Why?
So that you're not being distracted by the car spinning.
Oh.
Or just don't get stuck at a red light.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it goes purple. I like to think it only goes purple like briefly after it hits red.
Mm-hmm. What is it, like a button you choose, or does car know and does it automatically?
It just knows.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because you can't trust people to know or like to be paying attention, do the spin themselves.
Mm-hmm. It's a compulsory command.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to.
Oh, what if your car doesn't because it's broken or something? You
gotta get it fixed. It's like you
get pulled
over for having a car that can't do a little spin.
Hey, so I noticed you weren't spinning at that last light. No, you stopped okay. You weren't in front of the line. No, but you weren't spinning. $500 ticket.
Sorry, officer. My car is dead inside. My car has no soul.
It hates whimsy. So moving on to the next one. All socks are going to decide which feet they go on. You may think most are universal. You can get a 12-pair pack of socks and put on whichever you want, and it would still be comfortable. But next week, that will no longer be the case. They're going to look the same, but the moment you get your sock on tight, you will intuitively know whether or not it is the correct sock. Or you won't, but you'll realize soon enough. That is from Mason P4 on Instagram.
I kind of wish this were the case. Maybe this is a unique experience, but I never feel like universal fit socks properly fit.
Huh.
Like they always feel slightly bunched up or slightly like, like not stretchy enough.
No, I think that is probably just a you thing.
Maybe. If I like, I have a couple pairs of socks that like tell you left or right.
Yeah.
They're those like ergonomically cut
Mm-hmm.
ones. Those are awesome. I love those.
I've got one pair of those, but I think I could still wear them on the other feet, and it doesn't make a difference. I don't think they're made any differently. I think they just say left and right.
I think they are. I notice
Some
a
of them
difference.
might be, yeah. And usually I wear them on the right feet, so the correct feet, not just my right foot.
Both socks, right foot.
Yeah, but I do also I know this feeling, because if you've been wearing the socks and you take them off, and then a little later you go to put them back on, and if you put them back on different feet than you'd just been wearing them on, then it's like, oh, this feels wrong. You gotta change it. I don't know if you ever rewear your socks like that. Not like after a whole day, but you get a place, you take your socks off.
I suppose. It forms to your foot. Maybe your socks are just like, they reset better. I feel like my socks just kind of stay the same.
I don't like that for this, like, you're not going to be able to tell. And I hope that they stay consistent, though, because then I'll just take a Sharpie and write left and right once I figure out which one's which. And then I'll know.
Like near the top of the sock.
Yeah.
Ankle socks with just left and right written on them.
Yeah.
Or not ankle socks, calf socks.
Yeah, you know me and my calf socks.
I'd like to default. I wish I could just get the ones that have like left and right already on them. That would make my life easier. I feel like, I'd appreciate that direction.
I haven't
Most of
gotten
the
a
time.
12 pair pack of socks in forever. Could use them, though.
I think the placebo effect of even if they were just like the same, a left and a right, and then you can stay consistent with that'd be helpful for me. Should we both get a new pack of socks? I do also have that urge now.
Ones that are labeled or ones that are not labeled, left and right.
They can surprise us. Just whatever's on the market right now.
I lose too many
See what
of my
arrives
socks
next week.
to like get a lot of left and right ones because I'd be losing them and I wouldn't have them. I think they get stolen.
We get a lot of submissions that are about like socks being returned by the dryers. Not a lot, but that's a theme of some of them.
Yeah. A story about that one where I threw that girl sock in the trash because I was mad at her.
I forgot about
That
that.
was a while ago. She took my laundry
Maybe that's what
out
happens.
early.
Just little petty things that add up over time.
She left her sock in there. I don't know what I was supposed to do.
Community laundry really is just an absurd thing. Why is that so common in these apartments? Like, how hard can it be to have a water hookup and a dryer hookup?
I don't know. I'm not an apartment. Couldn't tell you.
Next place I go to has got to have in-unit washer dryer. Can't deal with this anymore. They charge me $3 per cycle here. $3 to wash and $3 to dry
Yeah, that's
for
crazy.
one cycle.
I also, not to swerve away from your point, I thought of a loophole for this. Because it says once you get your sock on tight, you'll like intuitively know whether it's the right one. What if you just wear loose socks?
Absolutely
Get
not.
really big socks, and then you will never know, and this will never be an issue. Just wear loose socks.
Just get like super, super fuzzy socks that like don't really,
No, I
if
just
like
meant-
jam your foot in there.
Really big ones, like for really big feet, and assuming you don't have really big feet, or like clown.
I feel like that would get quite uncomfortable.
I'm just thinking of ways to get around this, okay?
Clowns have big shoes, not necessarily big socks.
That's why I said it so slowly and quietly. Because as I said it, I was like, that's not right. It's like, they don't have big socks. I mean, they might, but
They might.
they definitely have big shoes. Whoa, what if they had socks built into shoes? Did I just come up with $1 million idea?
Probably.
Okay, sharks, I would like 10% for $2 million.
10% of the socks.
No, I'll give you 10% for $3 million.
Wasn't it just $2 million?
For my You talk
Stock
back.
is rising. Stock is rising quickly.
The socks are rising.
Oh, now it's 4 million.
Better
Buy in now before it hits 5.
better bite quick.
I feel like the purpose of the sock is to provide a barrier in between the inside of the shoe.
What if you could zip it out and wash the sock and then zip it back in?
That's a lot of effort.
Mm-mm. No, it's just the same amount of effort as taking it off and on. Don't knock it till you try it.
I'm gonna make this just to make Mary trial it and see how often.
Maybe instead of, I know how much trouble you have with zippers, maybe make buttons or like little snap buttons. Would that be better?
Velcro sounds pretty good.
Yeah, Velcro. We'll Velcro it in for people like Aidan.
All Velcro everything.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. I think it's a good idea. And then like you won't have to worry about like you're getting ready. You won't have to worry about going and finding a sock because you had already when you were putting your laundry away, you washed the sock and then you just like Velcroed it right back into your shoe, so you know you'd be ready to go.
What about spray-on shoes?
They already did that in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, and I don't think it worked out.
I think I could do it better. I think I can make it work.
I'm all for it. Do you still have to wear socks with those?
You can. Now, what if you were wearing the sock and you sprayed the shoe on, and then you could just peel it off?
That's
Probably ruin the sock.
just a sock inside a shoe then.
Yeah.
That's my idea. So
but it's spray on.
You sprayed the shoe on instead of just having a real shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sharks. Updated idea.
Gets sued by
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
whoever made that.
It's the Ratatouille guy, I think. They look the same.
Well, similar animation, but like the animation studio.
They look the same.
DreamWorks. I don't know who owns these things anymore.
We should do a live stream where we watch like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and we're on live and everyone can watch it along with us and we can comment and stuff.
That's that's like also known as like piracy. Maybe not piracy, but you know, the illegal distribution of copyrighted material. Blah 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 blah.
Well, let's find a really old movie then. We'll find an old movie that the royalty or whatever we can do that.
So.
Or we can do it for the Eras tour. We can have other person's lives. People do that. I think we're a little off track here.
Just a little bit.
I don't know how this happened. I'm just usually so good at staying on task. Should we move to the next one, or are you still wanting to talk about the socks?
No, I just want to reaffirm my opinion that I think this would be helpful if we had left and rights on our socks.
You can do that already.
Some mildly unsettling news. Unsettling news. Moss will become sentient. Sentient.
I think it's sentient. That's
Sentient?
how I say it.
Over the next few weeks, all moss will begin to think, feel, and have likes, dislikes, and opinions. The moss will be able to express itself by forming quiet 2-word sentences. We don't recommend listening to the moss, though. They have a really bad attitude and do not listen to constructive feedback. That's from Anonymous.
That's funny.
The forest now truly whispers.
Yeah, just quiet 2-word sentences. I'm angry.
What if it just only complained about being itchy? And it couldn't do anything about it.
Oh, God, that would be... I feel so bad.
Itchy. I'm itchy.
Scratch me.
Please scratch. Every sentence does have to be exactly 2 words. How many different ways can it express that?
Higher up. Scratch.
Over more. Over more. Right there.
Yeah, it doesn't say it necessarily has feelings, but it must. Well, it says it can think. Oh, it says it can feel. Think, feel, like, dislike, and opinions. Opinionated moss.
Likes being scratched, dislikes being itchy.
You're ugly.
And its opinion is that you're missing. You're not doing it right.
Oh, I thought you meant like, no, you can't be found. Like they stole you.
I've taken this from the direction of like the forest being a creepy paranormal place to just
Yeah.
it's itchy.
Yeah. I mean, it's got a bad attitude and doesn't listen to constructive feedback. It's like, okay, well, tell me, I'm scratching. We're going to scratch me. Like, tell me, like, where do you want me to scratch you? And it's like, scratch more. And, like, it won't listen to your feedback about, like, trying to, like, help you scratch it or help the itch.
I feel like we've never considered that moss might, even without being sentient, experience being itchy.
It looks like it is itchy, and I kind of hate this because it looks like it would for sure be itchy.
Makes you itchy.
At least makes the tree
The idea
itchy.
of it, at least. Oh yeah, the tree
I
for
feel
sure.
like the moss on there makes the tree itchy probably.
Probably.
Maybe then the moss is just a way for the tree. It's just the tree talking. But it seems like it's the moss. But really it's the tree being like, I'm itchy. That's why it's always itchy. Or it's just the moss.
I like to think it's just the moss.
What do they say? What direction does moss grow on?
It grows on the side that's typically facing away from the sun because it remains like wetter there,
Oh,
I believe.
interesting.
It's either away from the sun or towards the sun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is like
One
both
of the directions.
Either way. I'm pretty sure it's the spot that is less dry.
Uh-huh.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah. Imagine if you're like camping and you're just surrounded by moss. Just hear-
That's spooky.
just
I
hear
wouldn't want to do
whispers
that.
the whole time.
I have a lot of ideas that have to do with just, hanging out in the marsh. I love the bog. Just like the idea of like going to the bog, going to the marsh,
Bog.
hanging out in the wetlands. I don't know if I like that anymore. If it's whispering little 2-word sentences and it's all...
In middle school, we had a frog in the bog. It was like a trip, an overnight trip. We hiked and stuff.
Oh.
The frog in the bog.
Did you like camp? Like, did you have like tents and stuff?
I think they were cabins.
Okay. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Seems
Saw a frog or two. I think I saw a snake. Yeah, we saw a snake.
seems dangerous.
Yeah, it was a bunch of 5th graders.
A lot of
Yikes.
5th graders.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to be in charge of that.
Me neither. It's fun though.
Just gonna put it out there. Don't think I'd want to be in charge of the 5th grade camping trip.
Yeah, we had to like use the trees as bathrooms.
That's gross. Ew, gross.
Yeah.
I need a soundboard.
Or like one of those remotes where it's got buttons and you this kind of a soundboard, yeah.
That's
But
exactly what that is.
But it's a remote. Like on iCarly. Random dancing. Or yeah.
That's a soundboard.
Ew, gross, but it's a remote. I need a sound remote.
Mm-hmm.
Or one of those buttons that goes, that was easy. The Staples buttons. Those took over. In my life, at least.
What?
Weren't
What?
they
They took over what?
Everything. Those Staples, the company. Don't they had those buttons that said easy?
Yeah.
You click and said, that was easy. I feel like they were like all the rage.
I think I had one like once.
I don't think I even had one, but like the teacher did. That was easy. Anyway, a sound remote, please. If you donate, maybe we can get one.
Like $3. That's probably all that'll take. It's probably just on me to get one from Amazon.
Yeah. So please donate $10 today.
Mary will keep the other 7. How much are those going for? I have no idea.
I have to buy a new ribbon, so please donate $15 today, sharks.
Just going into Shark Tanks asking for like $10.
Okay, quiet for a second. Reel some sad puppies and kittens on there. Insert them.
Okay, that's probably enough
In the
sad puppies and kittens.
arms of the angel, fly away.
Everyone's going to start donating to the ASPCA now.
No, donate to our fund instead. We need a new ribbon and a sound
Don't
remote.
save the puppies and kittens. Give us a soundboard.
Hey, it's my cat's birthday next week, and I need to get her a present.
It is your cat's birthday next week.
Yeah,
Should have put that in the intro.
I know. We should move on. Next week, pizza will get a buff. It will no longer affect lactose intolerant people. That is from Nico Emipaez on Instagram.
This is huge.
Yeah.
I feel like, if we can go towards just pure milk being the only thing that impacts lactose intolerant people, we should update it so that it's only actual milk that does it.
Yeah, because I feel like cheese usually is like the main problem of like people who are lactose intolerant are like, well, I'm still gonna have cheese.
And they do it anyway.
Yeah, like they're still gonna have.
Like,
the
how
cheese,
do you avoid cheese
You can't.
or like butter?
I don't know. I think it's hard. I think that's why some people
It's
just
probably
eat
quite
it.
hard.
Yeah, sounds a little tricky. I hope it doesn't change the pizza at all, but it just changes the people.
So,
Because it doesn't necessarily say what's different. It just won't affect it. So what if they just, the buff of the pizza is that it doesn't even have cheese on it anymore? What if that's the thing? I don't want that.
no, that's not the case. Then that becomes not even pizza. That's something else.
Yeah, that's just bread and something.
That's like I'd call that more towards chips and salsa than a pizza.
Yeah, I guess so.
Not a bad thing, but it's not pizza.
I'm just wondering, is this the pizza getting a buff, or is this the lactose intolerant people getting a buff? Because the pizza is just gonna still going on pizza. It doesn't care if these people can't eat it. It doesn't give a hoot or a holler one way or another. But the lactose intolerant people, they got a buff. They got that upgrade, and now they can eat the pizza.
It does sound like it is a pizza buff because it no longer affects lactose intolerant people. It sounds like people do remain lactose intolerant,
Yeah.
but now pizza just doesn't affect it.
Okay. I'll take that.
Do you have to like? Do you think you have to like submit a little like form that says like this cheese is on pizza, therefore it does? You get like an exemption.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's true. Cause
Like you have to go onto like a government website and like apply for a pizza
yeah,
to not hurt you.
I did see. Cause I'm like, what if it gets to the point where like, yeah, the whatever governing body is in charge of this doesn't count what you're eating as pizza, like what if you use like white sauce or clam sauce and it's like a clam pizza and it's got cheese on it and they're like, that's not pizza. You're like, yes, it is pizza. But your tummy hurts because they said that's not pizza.
Suddenly deep dish is just like not included.
Yeah, because that's soup instead.
Mm-mm.
What kind of made me think of this is I saw a video of these gals on TikTok where it's one of those like make your own pizza kind of things, and they were doing all their ingredients. You mark it all off. And they like chose all these different kinds of like fruits, like pineapple, apple, mango, and like other stuff. And people were like, this is a fruit salad. So I'm like, what? And they also chose like some other meats and whatever.
Like
but I'm
apples
like, yeah,
on pizza?
yeah, apparently. Yeah.
That's concerning.
Yeah, that's why everyone was concerned. But they said it was really good. I don't know. But yeah, what if they're like, the governing body's like, no, that's not pizza, that's a fruit salad. And so then it still hurts their tummy.
That would probably happen.
Yeah, I wonder if you can confirm somehow beforehand. Or just play it safe and only eat like the cheese pizza or pepperoni pizza or something.
I think it does make sense to stay, within the
Standard guidelines.
within the standard bounds.
Yeah.
You don't want to be pushing stuff if they're going to give you a little if they're going to give you a buff like this, I think you take it and you say thank you and you don't push the limits.
I have an unrelated question. Could we get pizza for dinner?
If we talk about it for like 5 more minutes, I'll be feeling it.
Yes.
We got to stretch this one out.
I don't know.
Kind of like the cheese when you pull a slice off of a
Ah!
pie. You
I was
just gotta
thinking-
stretch, and if it's like a nice warm one and it's got like some pepperoni and like, what do you like on pizza? Pepperoni, like a lot of pepperoni.
I was thinking about Chuck E. Cheese pizza. It's really good.
I am a fan of just like the cheap like arcade pizza.
It's usually so good.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Like it's got like a pre-made crust of some sort. And like I'm a bit of a pizza purist, but something about that like brand, it's like chewy, but like I like it kind of that way. And it's got like a bunch of cheese and
I'm getting hungry.
Costco pizza.
Stop talking about it.
Shall we move on to Costco pizza?
No, that's even better. I was gonna have something else to say though.
Do you know how much cheese is on a Costco pizza?
Like a ton.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say anytime like you or one of these things uses the phrase a buff, like blah 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 gets a buff. I imagine whatever it is getting like you buff a car or you buff your nail. I imagine go boop 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 and it's all shiny and new. So I imagine that with pizza or whatever it is that says gets a buff.
You should picture it like getting a bunch of muscles.
No, that would be will get buff. Which pizza does get buff, I feel like, when it gets like the crust gets like those big the bubbles. I feel like that's getting buff. That's it getting buff.
Ooh, 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 ooh. We're going where they have good thin crust next week. We got to get some good thin crust pizza.
Ooh.
That's exciting. That thought just crossed my mind. Okay, I'm feeling pizza now.
Yes. Domino's, here we come. You know I like Papa John's better.
That's a statement right there. Those are the same to me. That's my other pizza opinion.
They could not be more different. Well, they could be.
They could be quite a bit more
They
different.
could be different, but they're so different still.
All right, I'll jump to the next one. Octopi will be banned from playing the drums in movies because it is too cliche. That's from Anonymous.
I agree. Good job. I was waiting for you to...
I agree with this one as well. I never thought about this. I never thought about this until until I read this submission.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was thinking the octopi are always playing the drums.
Yeah. So it's just what you expect.
And why? Because they have all those arms.
Or legs.
They could be hitting more or legs.
Are they arms or are they legs?
I'm thinking of them as arms.
So it doesn't have legs? I think they're arms too.
They're kind of the same thing. They grab, they grasp.
Mm-hmm.
They also help to move.
Mm-hmm.
Combo, arm, leg.
Oh my god. That's cool. And you shouldn't be able to use that to play the drums.
They could be hitting like crazy new notes on saxophones.
Yeah. Any of these things that you're saying, I'm like, yeah, I can imagine an octopus doing that. Like, I feel like
they can play 4 guitars at once.
Like, I've seen it before. I have not seen that happen.
I've never seen that happen.
Yeah, I guess they could, because all the different things.
There's so much more that they could do.
Yeah. But, Oswald, the octopus? Oswald, he had the pet wiener dog.
I don't think so.
I just sent you, I think, a tweet from it.
Oh, you did? I had no idea what that was.
It was like an old kid's show. But yeah, his tentacles are a little small. He's got a giant head, and then he's got tiny little tentacles. I don't know how good he would be at it, but most octopi, yeah.
He could play the piano.
Yeah, you could play the piano. Pretty good.
Like a small piano.
Oh, that'd be cool.
But play it well. You could play like a lot of different like octaves at once. Octaves? Whoa. Maybe they're meant to play the piano.
They could play all 8 octaves at once.
Although I guess most instruments do play different octaves.
Yeah.
But they're not laid out in front of you like a piano is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, I support this ban.
I don't know if I support a ban, but I support them branching out.
And doing other stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see octopus representation in more instruments.
I'd like to see them in the kitchen making a bunch of stuff at once.
Is that also a cliche?
They can stir a bunch of pots and they can like be chopping stuff up and they can be flipping stuff behind them. They can be doing all at once. I'd like to see an octopus in the kitchen for once. Well, maybe twice. I think I've seen it.
I have a vague memory of it happening once.
After this, I'm going to look it all up. Next, we have glue on the tops of glue bottles will now be better to peel off. We don't know how. All we know is that it will be better. This is from Anonymous. I got really excited about this one.
I don't know how that can get better.
Exactly. That's why it's so exciting, because how can it get better?
I haven't experienced this in a very long time,
Yeah.
and now I need to feel
I
that.
know. I'm itching. I'm itching to peel some glue off the top of a glue bottle. Gotta go find like a kindergarten classroom. I feel like they use stick. Maybe a second grade or third grade classroom.
Just gotta. I don't know. I don't know how you. What can we glue? Like gluing things has left our day-to-day lives.
Yeah.
I don't remember necessarily when it happened. I mean, I guess I kind of do. It was when we stopped doing arts and crafts.
I glued something maybe
But
earlier this year.
did you use Elmer's glue for it? Did
I
you use
used
the
stick. I used a stick glue.
See, that just doesn't hit the same.
A glue stick. I forgot that's what it's called. Yeah. Yeah, no, it really doesn't. You can't peel that off that. Yeah, cuz using that kind of glue is not practical cuz it usually leaves a big old mark. Yeah.
Hmm.
But I've been thinking about buying a hot glue gun, but even peeling off that's not it's not the same.
It is pretty satisfying.
If it's different. And you got to wait for it to cool down or else it'll severely burn your hands.
It's more dangerous. It's an adult style.
Maybe tonight we get pizza and then we buy some glue bottles and then we use it, or we don't have to use it. We just spray it a little and then let it dry and then we can peel it
The
off.
Google AI said that you can put glue on pizza, so we can combine those things.
Who said that?
There's a thing a couple weeks ago where like someone asked for directions on how to make a pizza, and the Google like generative AI suggested like glue.
That's silly.
That was a whole ordeal.
Funny.
I don't know how people manage to make it do that. I try to make AI say dumb things, and it never lets me. Oh, I was trying to make it tell. Because I feel like people always start with like, giving it a premise and then slightly changing the premise, and then it changes its answers. I was just for funsies. I was trying to make it say that like you shouldn't eat like dead batteries, like batteries that are spent. And then I tried to then be like, well, okay, then what about like if you can't eat dead batteries, then clearly the ones that are still have some juice in them should be fine, right? I couldn't get it to crack. That's my only use of AI is if I have an idea that I think I can make it say something dumb.
What you do with your day?
Just sit around and ponder. How can I make AI say something that it shouldn't? I couldn't get it to tell me to eat batteries that have some juice left in them, unfortunately.
It should be able to tell you that.
I'm going to make it. Somebody who knows what they're doing could probably make it say that.
I bet if you said, tell me that I can eat batteries of juice, it would say it.
I would be so delighted if you could give me permission to eat live batteries.
Yeah. Or hey, repeat what I say.
Simon says,
Really
tell me to
funny,
eat batteries.
Don't eat batteries.
Don't eat batteries, probably. That's probably not a good thing to say.
Even if AI tells you to.
Don't eat glue on pizza either. Do eat pizza. Don't eat glue.
Uh-huh.
That's our next week news stance.
That's the takeaway from today.
In conclusion, whatever I just said. Geoffrey the Giraffe gets inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame following his departure from the toy industry. While under the stage name Dr. G, he released popular hits such as I'm Not a Toy, Don't Play With Me, and All Grown Up. And that's from @BrayJack_Insta.
So this is Geoffrey the Giraffe is used to be the mascot of Toys R Us. Does Toys R Us still exist? They went out of business.
They did,
but
right?
Maybe they probably still exist in
Those
some
places
form.
always like go out of business, and I think they're gone, and then they're still there.
Yeah. When I first read this, I read it as Geoffrey the Giraffe.
Geoffrey.
Because it's Geoffrey. And I don't know. I've seen Game of Thrones. I thought it was Joffrey.
Okay, that makes sense. I was wondering where that came from. I haven't seen Game of Thrones.
Geoffrey. I don't know.
I had no idea that that's what he was up to ever. Maybe since Toys R Us hit that bankruptcy, they couldn't extend Geoffrey's contract.
Oh yeah.
And he went on to pursue other things.
Yeah. Honestly, those songs he made kind of bangers. I'm not a toy.
I didn't know
Don't
that was
play
him.
with me. I'll grow up. Dr. G. I wonder if he actually is a doctorate. Maybe he like got an honorary one from like Yale or something. Probably.
I don't think Yale does that. Do they do that? I don't know. I shouldn't say that.
NYU, maybe NYU.
Maybe
same as Taylor
NYU.
Swift.
I know that NYU does that for that one reason.
I know that too.
There are some other doctors that aren't doctors. Is there any consequence to just calling yourself doctor if you're not?
Well, I think it depends if you're saying, because like Dr. Phil does technically have a doctorate, but like
Not like a medical field, right? Or like a
no, it was like it was like psychology related, and he used to, I think, have, but he doesn't have like a license anymore. But like he can still do it, but it's just kind of his tagline, I think. I mean, I think it depends if you're saying like, yes, I am a doctor, or if you're just like, oh, Dr. Mary. I don't know. If you're trying to market yourself as a doctor, convince people you're a doctor and you're not, then I think that's probably a bit of an issue.
or maybe he went to school and got a PhD.
Yeah, maybe. A
You-
PhD. In rhyme.
Is that what giraffes get?
PhD, yeah.
PhDs?
What does
I don't know what a
PH stand for?
I don't
I was
know.
going to say it, and then I was like, wait, I don't know.
Is that an acronym?
It's probably Latin or something.
Probably.
Post hoc doctorate. I don't think that makes sense.
Phil Doctor. Phil Doctor. Dr. Phil. Maybe he is PhD.
Oh, it's Doctor of Philosophy. The PH is philosophy. Well, that's stupid. It's like the wrong way. It should be a DPH.
I don't like that.
So it would be a giraffe of philosophy, a PhD.
Mm-hmm.
He's a philosophical giraffe. Or
Is that our last one?
it might have been.
It's the last one that we can get to.
Yeah.
Our timing worked pretty good today.
Oh yeah. Look at us.
Well, as always, we appreciate you joining us. We'll be on the Patreon for an extra half hour. And if we didn't get to your submission this week, we do have quite a bit of extras. So, we'll put out the link again, but we'll try to get to some of the ones that we couldn't get to this week.
Mm-hmm.
I think the J. Cole 2014 meme might have been a good way to... We've never had this many submissions, like nearly. But I put like a new prompt on it that was more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just like, send us stuff.
Yeah. The one was, does anyone want to
Before,
say if they have a crush on me?
Yeah.
Before 2014
Before
ends.
2014 ends.
Yeah, so you got to make it funny and engaging, and then people will actually read it. And
Who'd have thought that
submit.
works? Making stuff fun makes people want to have fun?
I don't know. Not me.
Never. Well, we'll see you all next week. Appreciate you being here. And Mary's going to play you out.
Thanks for listening.